The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, is brought to you by, well, of course, you. If you want to learn more about how you can support the show, go to patreon.com/thearena_podcast.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Hey everyone, welcome to The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. This is episode 51. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burly of BurlyMenGaming on Twitch, and Turn-Based Carl. Burly, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Good.
Carl, how are you, man? It's like it seems like I talked to you just like about 10 hours ago.
Yeah, I talked last night for me. I went to bed, woke up, we're talking again.
Yeah. So for all of you that are wondering why Carl and I talked 10 hours ago, we did a extra take episode. So that's up on Patreon at patreon.com/thearena_podcast. So for patrons, you can check that out now and in 2 days. So on Monday, your guys' time, or actually my time here on Monday, it'll be posted to my YouTube channels, Expat2020 Gaming and the Arena Citadel. And the audio version is going to go up to Podbean as well. So, Burly, I wanted to let you know about that. So, yeah, we're going to be putting that in audio version as well after it comes out of early access. So, you'll be able to see the video version, or if you want to listen on audio, you can listen on podcast services. So, yeah.
And the episode is all about the game 12 Minutes.
That's right. Yeah, 12 minutes, but it's a spoiler discussion. So
yes.
If you have not played 12 Minutes yet, you might want to wait until you play it before you listen or watch. So,
well, just watch, play the video, but you don't have to watch it.
I'm going to watch it closely now.
I don't mean that there's something you shouldn't watch. I want you to watch. If you haven't played the game, give us the view, just playing it.
All right. Okay. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Gamescom. We're going to be talking about what we felt about Gamescom, the Xbox event, the opening night live event. We're going to be talking about Martin Luther King Jr. being in Fortnite. We're going to be talking about that as well. And our topic of the show, we're going to be talking about the future of cloud gaming because the Xbox cloud service is going to be coming to consoles. We're going to be talking about that as well during our topic of the show. And then, of course, our new game releases for the week of August 30th through September 5th. We're going to run through those as well. And the Xbox Games with Gold actually was released.
Announced?
Came out, exactly. Thanks, Burly. It's been a long day, man. Extra take and then editing and all this other fun stuff. So, but anyway, the Xbox Live Games with Gold report came out, so we're going to be talking about that as well. So, but before we talk about the games that we've been playing this past week, here's a brief word about where you can find the podcast.
Before the crew discuss what they have been playing, this episode of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, and the post-show will be going to Patreon in early access for 1 day after recording. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry tier 1 level at $1 per month, and get early access to every episode and post-show, as well as listen ad-free, please visit patreon.com/thearena_podcast for further details. Weekly on Sundays, the podcast will be uploaded to all free podcast services. Weekly on Wednesdays for the post-show, where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, Spotify, Amazon Music, and on Expat's YouTube channels, Expat2020 Gaming, and the Arena Citadel. Just download your favorite podcast app or open Spotify and search for The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a Discord called The Arena Podcast, where you can join and chat with the Arena Podcast community, and the podcast website is at thearenapodcast.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave us questions and comments as well. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at thearenaAMPGNP, as well as on Instagram at thearena_podcast. Now, back to the show.
Okay, guys, this last week, Burly, I told you about this before. Carl, I haven't told you yet, but I started playing Returnal on PS5. Boy, oh boy.
Wanted to torture yourself, huh?
Yeah. I'll say one thing about it. The visuals are very pretty. It really reminds me of the film Prometheus. When you're going through these caverns and you have these large statues and everything around you. Really reminded me of parts of Prometheus. But yeah, you crash land on a planet, and you run into a bunch of like xenomorphic type of alien, not the aliens from the Alien films, but xenomorphic creatures, and you have to battle them. And I played for about an hour running around and of course climbing and finding some pieces of data that was left over, and then you run into your former selves that are lying dead on the ground. And so you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and then after about an hour, I ran into one of these large, creatures and got into a battle and died. And then I went all the way back to the beginning, of course. So a whole hour's progress lost.
Is there any sort of progression that you earned in that time or no?
No.
Oh, God.
All the way back to the beginning. Yep.
Just the knowledge you gained.
Just the knowledge you gain. I basically, you go all the way back to the crash site again. So that was it was like I said. It really reminds me of Prometheus when it comes to the visuals. I mean, this game, from what I've heard and I've seen it through various videos, the landscape changes each time through each life progression, but I haven't experienced any other different land surface yet. And then I started playing Psychonauts 2, and that game is really fun, man. I mean, I'm going to say this right now: Tim Schafer is to video games what Tim Burton is for filmmaking. This game is really fun. It's a fun platformer. You're basically platforming and jumping on molars and people's teeth.
Oh, cool.
It's really cool so far, man.
That's the first level. I started playing it too.
Yeah. So I'm excited to jump into more of it. I haven't had a chance. I played like about an hour and a half of it. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of the editing and work with podcast and other stuff this week. Because this is my final week off before I go back to work next week. After 6 weeks off. So, yeah. It's like you're off for 6 weeks, and it's like this coming Monday is going to be hell. But it is what it is. So anyway, Burly, I guess I'll go to you next. What have you been playing, man?
This will be no surprise to anyone. Just been playing and streaming Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. And I've been loved going back. Like, I started up, just went New Game Plus. I haven't even got to Iki Island, and just re-experiencing the story and just re-going through it. It's been a blast.
Cool. And you're playing New Game Plus, so you've got all of the the skills and everything from the previous playthrough, right?
Yeah, all maxed out. But even though I have like my maxed out sword, my maxed out armor, because it's New Game Plus and on a higher difficulty, the enemies get tough, and you gotta be really skillful of your blocks and your dodging and when to use your techniques. It's been nice, and I've changed before I did English voice acting. This time I'm using the Japanese voice acting, and I'm changing up my play style on
Yay.
this. Whereas my first run through, I was more just run in and go samurai battle. This I'm being more of like the ghost, being stealthily, trying to do as much stealth as I can. And then when I have to, go in and just do sword battles.
Yeah. Chop them up, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Good
like
old
the stealth in that game. I was enjoying that.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
I feel like there's 3 styles, right? There's like the samurai style, there's the stealth style, and then there's like the Batman style, which is like just trying to utilize all of your gadgets as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because they throughout the areas, they like to leave around refills for all your different gadgets, I remember. So if you really want to try to like utilize those to their most full potential, I feel like that is another style of play.
Yeah.
I agree.
And Carl, you're up. What have you been playing?
It's just new was Psychonauts 2. I mean, I'm still working my way through Dodgeball Academia and Avengers War for Wakanda very slowly. I just haven't jumped too much into them. Maybe I'm sort of winding down on them. I don't know. We'll see.
I saw that you were playing some of State of Decay 2 again.
Yeah, I put a little more time because the update's coming out on the 1st. I guess we'll talk about that with Gamescom stuff.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I want to get back in. I had a community I wanted to maybe finish out so I can start a new thing with them. So yeah, it's my comfort food game. Whenever I like going back to playing that after not playing it for a while, I'm like, yeah, I'm just enjoying my time here. It's like eating my favorite food, you know. But yeah, Psychonauts 2 is such a creative game. I mean, just
I cannot wait to play that.
It's so interesting, the world that's created, and the bizarre things you see in the characters, and all the quirkiness about everything.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting to be really into it, but I think I'm gonna continue to play that for sure.
I just love that part where you're running down the hallway, like in the very early parts of the game. You're running down that hallway, and then the hallway just keeps stretching out.
Yeah, it was a pretty neat effect.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole thing gets like turned upside down too, and you're like,
yeah.
Well, actually, it's sideways first, and you're like climbing up like cubicles, and then you're on the roof, and I'm expecting like way more interesting, bizarre stuff as time goes on.
Yeah, I was running up to the water jugs, thinking that would be like a health, area or something like that, but nothing came out of that. So
well, like you can knock over those water things, and a little health pack comes out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's these abilities you have seems cool, and you can upgrade them, and there's like a central hub area, so you can like buy stuff. You can earn money and buy upgrades and things, and so there's a lot to it. From what I played, it feels like an old sort of original Xbox era type game, but not in a bad way so much as like they just took that aesthetic, that idea of like how games were made then, and modernized it.
Yeah. And
so much as the way like Ukulele was trying to do that, but didn't, as far as from what I read, didn't 100% succeed at that. And I really think that the extra time that Microsoft gave them put a lot into this, because so far, like, it's flawless. Like, not running into any issues at all.
Yeah.
And for a game like this, where you can kind of like jump into weird areas and corners, and I'm expecting to like break something, and it so far hasn't happened.
Right. There was a game that came out really early in the PS4 era. It was called Zombie Vikings. I don't know if you guys heard of that game, but the art style in that game is kind of similar to Psychonauts 2. It's called Zombie Vikings. I don't know. Check that out, guys. But so cool. All right, man. So I'm looking forward to hearing more, Carl, what you think of Psychonauts 2 and Burly of Ghost of Tsushima, especially when you get to Ikijima. Iki Island. So looking forward to that, man. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the news beat for this week. Of course, we had Gamescom this last week. So there were two big shows, the Xbox Gamescom event and Opening Night Live. So I'll give my quick take on this. I think with the Xbox event, I think probably one of the biggest announcements, other than, of course, we get a new controller. Yeah. But, I mean, I think xCloud, the gaming service for xCloud for Xbox coming to console, I think that was probably the biggest announcement for that event. I mean, it was like, Carl, you were telling me this, the week before that, we're not going to get any new announcements, new games or anything like that. So, I mean, I was going in expecting not to get any really big announcements or anything like that. So, it was just, meh. And then
it really was.
And then Opening Night Live, I mean, this is just my take. I mean, I like Jeff Keighley. I mean, I think he's really great with putting these presentations together, but it's almost like all of these announcements were basically just trailers that we could have saw on YouTube. It's almost like copy and paste from YouTube, basically. Hey guys, let's show you this new game, So yeah, okay. And we don't get any gameplay from these games. They're mostly just cinematic trailers. Maybe a few games in there, we got maybe 5 seconds worth of actual gameplay from the game. But it felt like, to me, it was just, it was something that I could have watched later in the week on YouTube, just going through and scrolling through all these, YouTube videos. And then, of course, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but of course, with Xbox, the Halo Infinite, console edition, that looked pretty cool. And then, of course, the Elite controller, Elite Series 2, Halo Infinite controller, that looks pretty cool, but I'm not going to pay $200+ for that. I've already got a Series, 2 Elite controller, so don't need to get another one. And then, of course, the release dates for Halo Infinite. And what's interesting, and I talked about this about Dying Light 2 was one of my really anticipated games that is still coming this year. Dying Light 2 comes out on December 7th. Halo Infinite is coming out on December 8th. Dying Light 2 is going to be destroyed by Halo Infinite. I mean, there is no way that Dying Light 2 is going to come out on December 7th. They are going to push that game back. I'm telling you now, they're going to push that game back. But anyway, possible. And then, of course, we got Horizon, the release date, of course. Now it's confirmed that it's been delayed. And it's going to be coming in February, which we'll talk about that as well. Just a ton of games are going to be coming in February next year. So that's another interesting point. And then, of course, at the end, Keighley's buddy, Kojima, coming out with the director's cut and more on that. So Sony gets its representation because, Keighley has a good relationship with Sony. So that was my take on Gamescom. So, Carl, you and Burly, take it away, man. What were your impressions? Good points that were meh, What is it? Go ahead, Carl.
Well, I want to, that you bring up the Death Stranding thing, and my God, I could not believe that's what ended the show.
Yeah.
I mean, Opening Night Live was like, I was happy with it because it was very much like your typical E3 sort of presentation, right? It had a lot of different reveals, new stuff. It was a big show. I was happy with that. But man, did Sony get like just this freebie because of the relationship, like you said, and it was a long look. That was the point where I walked out and like I gotta warm up a bottle for my baby here. So you know what, whatever.
Yeah,
I'll step out and I'll I'll keep an eye and I'll watch to see whatever the last reveal is. And I was like, no way. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah, so the Xbox show it is what I expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't any obviously big announcements. It was a lot of smaller stuff. And there were things I didn't expect, which I was, at least happy to see.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Wasteland 3 getting new DLC, which is coming out October 5th.
Yeah.
I haven't played the Wasteland 3 DLC, the last one, but again, it's a great game, and I would love to get back into it. I just don't really have the time.
Yeah.
I want to play those DLCs. I don't know if I will at some point.
Yeah.
State of Decay 2 Homecoming is in the new update, and that's September 1st. And what's cool about that is that the new map they're adding is the original map from the first game, although it is sort of in the game already in the other DLC mode, the Heartland mode, but it's not playable as a standard map, and it's not designed as a standard map for that mode. So they had to add all the different extra bases that you can have, and but it seems like they added more. There's more story elements, they said, to this version of the map that will relate to the ongoing story between the first game and then the Heartland update.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for those. The Xbox show should have been, in my opinion, done after the opening night live.
Yeah.
Because it very much felt like it was just an update, like a small thing. It was a long show, but it was like, we're just going to update you on all of our games that are already out or coming,
Yeah.
It wasn't really something that I think everyone needed to watch, I think that maybe that's the one thing that the expectation setting was wrong in that they put it in front of opening night live as if it was a huge thing of its own.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Yeah, they should have put the Halo Infinite stuff in the Xbox show, I think. Yeah. That would have been better. And the reveals for the console. Yeah.
If you want to comment later, I just want to come back to there's a couple smaller things I want to mention that were shown during some of these events. Because there were other events like the Future Game Show and other awesome indies showcase.
Yeah. Burly, what about you? What were your impressions?
Yeah, my impressions, I'm kind of pretty much the same with both of you guys. I do. I just don't even know where to start. Kind of. I did like Microsoft's event that they had, but I do kind of agree with Carl. It would have probably been better to do it after the opening night live, but. For the most part, Microsoft did kind of like they did with E3. They wasted a little more time with Gamescom than they did with E3. I like their E3 showing better, but this was a good showing they had. And then for the Gamescom event, the opening night live, was good. There were some surprises I did not honestly see coming. We're going to bring back Monster Rancher over here. For 1 and 2, just port PS1 games to the Nintendo Switch, because I remember when the anime came out here, because I was like a little kid. I was
they announced this? I didn't see this.
Oh yeah, there was like a 1.5-minute trailer.
What? For Monster Rancher?
Yeah, no, it's like Monster Rancher Collection DX, where it has Monster Rancher 1 and 2 going to the Switch.
Wow.
Which showcase is this on? How did I miss this?
That I don't know. It must have been the event when, as soon as you got up to go feed your baby, you're like, Carl's gone. We can announce this.
It was the last thing they showed, right? This is the big game they had to announce.
Yeah,
I love Monster Rancher. Okay, that was a good game.
See, I never played the games. But I'm willing to check it out for the Switch as long as they don't charge top premium price for it. But we got a little bit on Elden Ring. I'm starting to worry
Steam
that
too. Sorry.
I'm starting to get worried that game actually may come out in January.
Uh-oh.
And I've got a sub bet on that, so looks like I'm going to pay up.
I see. All right.
But for the most part, I agree with Expat. A lot of this just could have just been, hey, every day we drop a couple trailers and just throw them up on YouTube.
Yeah. So, Carl, you said you had some more information. So there were a couple of other events, of course, the Future Games show event and others. You want to talk about that now?
Yeah, so okay, some of the smaller things I wanted to mention were Warhammer 40K Chaos Gate Demon Hunters had a cinematic trailer, and this one there was a previous announced trailer, but so this game is actually a sequel to like the late 90s era, like for Warhammer 40K Chaos Gate, which is the turn-based strategy RPG video game version. So, of course, very on brand with this one. What I love about it is like when I played this one, the original one, it was like, all right, I'm actually playing the tabletop game like on my PC. It's what it felt like. Like it's got all the rules, But on top of that, instead of being a big like a war battle, it was actually you were a small squad. You were the Space Marines in that one, and your squad would continue through each mission and level up, and if they died, they were just dead. It was like permadeath on your heroes. Very much like a lot of those games are today, like an XCOM. So there's a new one coming next year, and they said that the gameplay reveal will be on the in September. So Moonglow Bay, which was revealed before at one of I was at the Xbox Indie Showcase a while ago. They had another trailer that showed the release date, which is October 7th, 2021. Okay. And this is like voxel art, like small town fishing RPG as they describe it, but it looks more like kind of like an Animal Crossing type game. I don't know what it is about it. Just like I look at it and I don't know, it just makes me want to play it. And it's on Game Pass, of course. Yeah. Again, I pay attention to those because I will have a chance to play them. Yeah. And it has local co-op. So again, I looked at that and I thought, oh, I might play this. Like my wife might enjoy this. I'm always looking for that game that like she might actually play with me. Yeah. So yeah, that one looks cool and cute. A small announcement from the Xbox games, the Xbox showcase was Crusader Kings 3 coming to console. Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't want to sleep on that. Yeah. What's interesting about that is that it is next gen only, so it's Series X, S, and PS5.
Ooh, there you go. There you go, Burly. You can play it on the S. Yeah.
Yeah. and it's Game Pass. So there you go. Yeah. Cool. Crusader Kings 3 is cool. It is it's a simulation game. It is like you're a king and you get to choose the ruler of like all these different nations, hundreds of different nations throughout the and different time periods as well. And you have to sort of like use politics and scheming and even build up armies and have them fight. But it's not really so much about the army stuff, even though that's an important aspect. Yeah, it's an very interesting game. I spent a lot of time in that when it first came out on PC.
Yeah, I've seen that game streamed so many times. It'd be interesting now to try and play that, but on a console with a controller.
Yeah, it would be a huge problem, but they did say they changed the UI to accommodate a controller setup. And in the trailer, you can see a little bit of it with the prompts and stuff. So putting that effort in is key because, you cannot really play that. That interface should be so frustrating without a mouse. Yeah. And the last one I want to bring up is so Broken Roads. Is a game I've been following for a bit on Twitter through the developers, and that Drop Bear Bites is the developer, and it was at the Future Games show because they were recently picked up by publisher Team 17. Yeah, and they had a little montage, and it showed up in there. And there's a new trailer online for this game, and this is an isometric turn-based tactical RPG, very similar to Wasteland. Okay, and it's set in a post-apocalyptic Western Australia. Okay. And
so like Mad Max, eh?
Yes, exactly. And it has a unique morality system. So it's 4 different philosophical paths that your choices will fall into. And there's humanist, utilitarian, Machiavellian, and nihilist.
Oh, Machiavellian, that's me.
Yeah. So yeah, those are all, I think, cool things that I'm interested in. I wanted to bring up.
Cool.
I mean, there's the bigger stuff, like the gunk was finally shown.
Yeah.
Again, which I think looks interesting. Something I would definitely try on Game Pass.
Yep.
Midnight Suns, which is, I think, maybe you guys want to talk about too, the Marvel game. Maybe.
I guess. I mean, the new Marvel character. Yeah, but
the new Marvel character? What do you? I mean, like the hero is an original character,
right?
Yeah. That's what you're referring to.
Yeah,
and that's because I like that idea. So the Midnight Suns game is like this is the rumored XCOM Marvel game.
Yeah,
and it's made by Firaxis, and they didn't show any gameplay, but it's pretty safe to say, and they did say it is going to be an XCOM game with Marvel characters.
Yeah,
but you get to make your own character, which I like, so that the story doesn't have to be confined to like. What is Captain America doing in this? Or, Ghost Rider or whoever, all the other characters, Doctor Strange. Like, you're your own character, your own story, and they're all just like allies, right? That are going to be the characters you expect, and you have all their cool abilities and stuff. So, it looks cool.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. I mean, I think it's still way off, though.
I think game will be ready in 2024.
I don't know about that. I'll look. I'll see if there's a release date or they mentioned a window.
Probably. I think they gave some kind of window of next year, but I don't know. We'll see.
I think they can hit it.
Yeah. Okay. So what I want to talk about next is, of course, the two big announcements for the AAA games, Horizon Forbidden West, and of course Halo Infinite. So, Burly, I want to start with you on Horizon. So, what do you think of Forbidden West giving a release date for February 18th? Is that a good placement for Horizon, you think?
I think it's a good placement. Like, I know a few people that are mad that it's not coming out this year. Whatever, give them more time and take as much time as they need. And I know we've got quite a bit dropping in February, but I think it's going to be a good place for it because it's not going to have as heavy competition. Hopefully Nintendo doesn't just go, that's when Horizon's coming. Let's get Breath of the Wild 2 for then.
Yeah.
Get him again.
Yeah. Get him again. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good spot. I'm happy where it is. Gives me something to look forward to in February.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And Carl, we talked about this with Halo Infinite, of course. I think it was last week on the show. We were talking about the co-op, single-player co-op mode is going to be delayed, as well as the Forge mode for Halo Infinite. But how do you feel about Halo Infinite coming out on December 8th?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I thought it would be sooner. I thought maybe, they want to hit before Black Friday. Yeah. Even though Black Friday is typical, like, sales, like, people look for the better sales. But again, like, I always thought that was true. But man, do people just buy whatever random crap? Like, it's like Black Friday is just like the start of the holiday shopping season. Mm-hmm. So whether your thing's on sale or not, like, people are just going to start grabbing stuff up starting that weekend.
Yeah.
And they're going to miss that. But I don't think I guess they don't really care about the sales for Halo Infinite, because it's going to be about if that free-to-play multiplayer takes off.
Yeah.
Because they'll make more money on that than anything else. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If it becomes a success.
Yeah. So most people are going to play that game through Game Pass. Let's be honest. I'm not going to buy Halo Infinite. I'm just going to play it through Game Pass.
Yeah, as far as the campaign goes, for sure. Although it's also on PC. There's a lot of people who will play it there. And PC people, for some reason, don't want to use Game Pass. I don't know why.
I think strategically, Microsoft was thinking of, Call of Duty Vanguard comes out on November 15th. So I think maybe that's one reason why they decided to put it just on
No, that's
December 8th.
November 5th. November 5th.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, November 5th. You're right. So to get it a little bit farther away from Call of Duty, I think was probably a smart move.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they just needed extra time. I think they still could have done November, but they could have 2 weeks from there, 3 weeks even. But it is what they chose, and now they miss the Keighley's Game Awards.
Yeah, but do they really care about that though? I don't know if they really care about that. I mean,
Obviously,
a lot of people probably
don't.
do, but maybe I don't think Microsoft is probably thinking about Jeff Keighley and his event.
I mean, they definitely Microsoft cares about Keighley's events. Obviously, they've given him big reveals multiple times already now.
Well, let me rephrase that. I think they really don't care whether or not it's going to be up for Game of the Year or not. And that's one thing I want to say about the opening night live. It's like PlayStation's 2021 Game of the Year was Elden Ring. And it doesn't even come out in 2021. I'm like, what are you guys thinking, man?
I saw that and I was like, I honestly think they weren't communicating that properly, because I really think what they were doing was the thing they do for E3, where they give awards like Game of the Show awards.
Mm-hmm.
Because Elden Ring had like a behind the scenes show.
Yeah.
You can read impressions on it, people who saw it. And I think that's what they're referring to with those awards.
Mm-hmm.
but they did not make that clear at all. They're just acting like, this is the Xbox game, the Switch game. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
So, Sony be clear on something? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was weird.
Yeah.
I do want to say, like, I think the Game Awards matters in that, like, it's you want that attention. It is good.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the end, it means nothing. It's not going to change your sales, right?
Yeah.
But there's a conversation and a perception that Xbox can't win. Doesn't have games that are getting nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And is Halo Infinite gonna be one of those? I don't know. I mean, maybe the campaign is great. I think there's potential. It's possible.
Well, I think we all know this for sure. They're going to have some games up for Game of the Year next year. That's for sure.
Well, Psychonauts 2, I think, is probably going to end up on Game of the Year this year.
Yeah, that's either that or It Takes Two. I think It Takes Two is going to be a really strong contender.
Weirdly, yes. It Takes Two, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, I think will all be fighting each other. Yeah. And it's strange because they're all basically the same type of genre of game.
Yeah.
I know Ratchet & Clank's a little bit more shootery than the other two.
Right. So, we shall see. It's going to be interesting come December to see what the Game of the Year is at the Game Awards. So, next up. Go ahead, Burly. Go ahead.
I was just going to go to the Halo at December 8th. I think that's like a smart thing, because you're not going to go against the Call of Duty at that time. You're skipping Pokemon. You're skipping the whole Black Friday crowd. And since most people are going to play the game on Game Pass, and I think it's just general, and you're going to be one of the last big games to get released in the year, so you'll be more fresh in everyone's minds.
Yeah.
You don't want the parents picking up the Halo Infinite, not realizing that the kid has Game Pass.
I'm sure there's going to be parents that do that, or they're going to buy the $140 steel book and statue and what other crap edition.
Yeah, right. Well, we didn't mention the special editions, the Elite 2 controller for Halo and the special edition Series X console.
Yeah, November 15th for those. Yeah.
Yeah, those look great. I mean, I'm not going to get something like that, but they do look awesome.
Oh, yeah, they're awesome. Yeah.
The console looks great. The controller looks great. For what I could buy the controller here in Canada for, you could buy a Series S.
Yeah.
It's about the same price as a Series S.
Yeah.
But
with the taxes
but
and
it's
stuff.
an Elite. Yeah, it's an Elite 2, and then those already cost that high of a price to begin with, right? It's not that much more, I imagine, than the regular.
It's a little bit more. I think it's like $30 more.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fair. Like if you're someone who's going to buy an Elite 2, I mean, this isn't going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Series X is $550, but it comes with Halo Infinite. So that's actually a good price. Even I guess if you have Game Pass, it doesn't matter. But like,
yeah, and a limited supply of those.
Yeah, because also the controller with the console is a unique one as well.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Oh, so Midnight Suns. It says March 2022 as their supposed date, and September 1st they're gonna have a full gameplay reveal. So
okay, we'll have to stay tuned for that. So next up, when was the last time you guys actually played Fortnite? Have you ever played Fortnite?
Played it once for a stream, and then shut it off, and then deleted it off my console. I'll be completely honest with you.
Carl, have you ever played Fortnite? Yeah.
Yeah, once, I guess. Well,
yeah.
When I was in training for this cable company, and we were all hanging out like in the training room, and we had a break time, and it was close to the end, and some guy had like a PlayStation 4 with him because the guys who are like not from the area were being boarded in a hotel so they can do the training program.
Yeah.
And he had like the original release of Fortnite, like the early like save the world thing before the battle royale. So I played that for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, of course, this week in the news, of course, Martin Luther King's coming to Battle Royale video game Fortnite. So, Burly, do a lot of people in Canada know who Martin Luther King Jr. was?
We know of him in Canada, but it is not. I'll be honest, it is not heavenly. Not all the detail is known over here.
Okay.
That you sit and do a little research, but like it still comes on like around the time of his death and his day. Yeah. We do get that coverage on our news, but it's nowhere near as much as Americans would get it.
Yeah. Here in Japan, in all of the schools, especially in the junior high school system for English textbooks, Martin Luther King Jr. is in one of the chapters of the English textbooks here in Japan. So anyway, there's going to be, for example, Martin Luther King Civil Rights Museum in Fortnite. Seems like a well-intentioned effort to spread awareness of Dr. King's legacy and racial injustice that he had peaceful protests about during the civil rights movement of the 60s. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think of this? I mean, I think it's a good thing to have education in games to a certain extent. A lot of people can look at it from the perspective of Epic Games as, just blatantly cash grabbing on social issues. But I mean, I just think overall, majority of people who play Fortnite, they're going to skip over this thing. They're probably not even going to go to that little museum that's in the game. They're just going to see it and they'll be like, oh well, I don't know. It's.
Are there like rewards for going there? It sounds terrible to say that, but like
unless it's one of your daily challenges.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
99.9% of people won't go there. Let's be honest.
The daily challenge is like go to the MLK exhibit and also be respectful, as in like no emotes. So if you go there and emote, no, sorry, lost.
So let me read this from Kotaku. Ethan Gotch, he says here that in the article, the March Through Time mode transports players back to 1963's Washington, D.C. during the Civil Rights Movement's March on Washington. In addition to a recording of King's historic speech, the interactive museum will also have landmarks and mini-games. So, quote, these activities progress players through the experience and bring to life important themes of Dr. King's speech. We move forward when we move together, end quote. Writes Epic. So completing these civil rights challenges will also net players loot. There you go, Burly. More loot.
Loot.
Specifically, a DC-63 spray they can use to tag things in game in between shooting one another. So, yeah. So there you go, Carl. I hope that answers that question for you. That's what you get to do. And those are the things that you get.
I mean, like, it's nice. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing this. And if it draws attention to this to someone who maybe for some reason is undereducated on the issue and they learn something significant from it, then that's good.
Yeah.
That's all it has to do. Is it's not going to be, as long as they're treating it with respect, which it seems that they are, then give it a shot. Try more of this stuff. See how it goes.
Burly, any other comments on this?
Yeah, like it's nice that they are putting this in and putting in some history, especially important history like this. But let's be honest, they're doing this for publicity to make themselves like, see, we're doing something good and trying to educate people.
Mm-hmm.
See, we're not evil. We're not doing this for a cash grab. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, they might want to. Maybe they aren't evil. Come on, right? Who knows?
Oh God, Carl's infected.
All right,
won me over.
Let's
jumping into Fortnite.
Oh God.
Let's move on to the topic of the show now. So we were talking during the during the part of the show about the Gamescom events. Of course, during the Xbox event, they discussed the Xbox Cloud Gaming Service, which is going to be coming to consoles later towards the end of the year. So the topic of the show is about the future of cloud gaming. So I want to ask you guys, is this something, so both of you, of course, have an Xbox. So is this something that you're going to try on your consoles, Xbox Cloud Gaming?
Yeah, I'm going to try it on my One S and maybe my One X, just because I'm curious to see how that actually works. So, like on the One S, how does Flight Simulator work?
Mm-hmm. How about you, Burly?
Oh, I'm gonna try it on my Series S. Like I have tried it actually on my PC through the browser, and it works. It works well. I can't wait to try this on the Series S because the one little downside with the Series S is you don't have as much storage. So it'd be nice to try some of these games and not have to download and fully install.
I see.
I'm curious to see if there will be less input lag, because as I've used this cloud service on other devices, I'm always using Bluetooth for the controller. And from what people have said, that does introduce another level of lag to the input.
Yeah.
So I assume on the Xbox it will be better because it's using the connection between the console and the controller is much better than standard Bluetooth. It's not even Bluetooth. It's like a version of Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Are you guys, Carl, on 5G now? In the States? In the majority of cities?
I would say like your major cities have 5G coverage.
Okay. Because in Japan, it's just now starting to roll out 5G coverage. Like in Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, and the major cities. So, Burly, what about in Canada? 5G?
We've got some cities, but since I've got both my doses, I've got 5G everywhere.
Yeah. You're a 5G tower yourself.
Exactly.
Small tower that probably doesn't have a lot of range, but still.
Its range is 5.7 feet.
There you go.
So now, I mean, do you think a lot of gamers, now that it's going to be coming to console, do you think a lot of gamers are going to take advantage of this service? Or how far down the line do you see before we see a lot of console gamers start using xCloud or just cloud gaming in general on a regular basis?
Well, I think that's a tough question because I don't really know how much this changes things.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's cool. I like this idea, but I'm looking at it from the aspect of like my One S, right? My Xbox One S and my One X are now still usable going forward.
Mm-hmm.
But those are, as I think both are discontinued at this point, right? I don't know if the One S is still, maybe you can still, there still might make a few of those, but going forward, like if you're going to buy a Series S even, like, are you going to use that to stream, or why wouldn't you want to just play natively?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's like it feels more like a bonus feature than anything.
Yeah.
It's cool that you'll be able to jump into games immediately, right?
Yeah.
Without installing them. So, and if it's good enough, maybe some people will do that. But I think the future for this is more, there's going to be that like thumbstick, like Roku stick, Fire Stick style, like Xbox thing at some point.
Yeah.
And it's going to look like an Xbox interface, and it's going to have all your apps, but it's going to run the games all through streaming.
Mm-hmm. Here's another question for you guys. Now that Xbox Cloud Gaming is coming, do you think this could be a Google Stadia and Amazon Luna killer?
I think those are already dead.
Well, yeah, the final death blow. I should say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think once you see xCloud on like your LG TV or your Samsung TV, like out of the box, right? Like a logo on the box with all the other apps. I think that's when those services are 100% dead.
Yeah.
I don't know how like Stadia is still around, and Luna I feel like never even started.
Yeah.
But
well, Luna's in like the beta. Stadia, Google is just keeping that afloat because they're trying, like if you buy any of their Chromecasts, they're trying to give you like a couple months of Stadia just to get you in the interface, like get you into that, and just get you to use it. So I think Google Stadia is not going to. If Stadia lasts till the end of 2022, I'll be shocked. But I think they're just keeping it stubborn because they're giving away free subscriptions every so often just to get people to get them in.
Yeah. Now, for the future, when it comes to cloud gaming, and Carl, you were mentioning the issue of like lag, latency.
Mm-hmm.
How far away do you think we are from latency-free cloud gaming? Because I asked you earlier about 5G. Do you think 6G, 7G? Do you think that's going to solve things? I mean, how far do you think we're off? I mean, what do you guys think? Another 5-10 years?
I don't even know. I feel like I don't know if we'll ever get there. I just don't know that there'll ever be a point when there is no discernible lag between it. It's possible. I don't know. Burly, maybe you have a technical side to this. You might want to.
I would say we're at least 10 to 15 years because there's so many factors. The thing is, because you got to have their speeds of their servers, the speed of your internet connection, not to mention, like, are you hardwired, wireless? How good your signal, and just how much interference in between all there.
Right,
yeah.
A lot of variables.
There's so many factors. It's not easy. Like I've talked with people, and they're like, "Oh, within a year or two, this will be perfect for everyone all over the world." And I'm like, that is a freaking giant pipe dream you're living in.
Yeah, I think out here in Asia, I mean, South Korea has the fastest internet speeds in the world, but I think they're still a ways off as well. Burly,
Yeah, it's the type of games too that you're trying to play on this, where some of them it doesn't matter. Others it's very apparent and obvious. I mean, I tried playing Gears 5 Hivebusters.
Yeah.
On my Surface Pro 3 with my Xbox Series X controller via Bluetooth.
Oof.
And it was playable-ish.
Yeah.
Like I could play the game well enough. I would probably get frustrated and not want to play it at a certain point, just because the lag was significant enough where I can't really aim. I have to adjust the way I aim and shoot in order to actually play that in that version. And this was, of course, I'm using Wi-Fi, and my Wi-Fi is upstairs, and I'm downstairs. I'm using a really old device, but this is where people are going to do this. They're going to use all these different weird variables like that.
Yeah. Well, the future is interesting. We will see what happens with cloud gaming, but of course, Xbox cloud gaming coming to consoles, I think in December. So, we shall see how things work out in the near future with cloud gaming. So, with that, let's go ahead and move on to our new game releases for the week of August 30th through September 5th. So I will start with the first game. It's called Book of Travels, and it comes out on August 30th for PC. So venture out into a living, breathing fairy tale world, craft a character with its unique personality, and explore the open land however you choose. Set your own goals and shape your adventure alone or with others you find in this serene online TMORPG. So tiny multiplayer online RPG. So it comes out on PC on August 30th. Burly, what's up next?
Next up is Lamentium, coming out Tuesday, August 31st. It's coming to PC, PS4, Switch, Xbox One. Lamentium is a pixel art survival horror game set in New England in the mid-19th century. That's all they gave us.
Cool. Mid-19th century. Awesome. All right. Carl, you're up. What's up next?
Okay. Prinny presents NIS Classics Volume 1.
Ooh.
Okay. It's a bundle that contains Phantom Brave, the Bermuda Triangle Remastered, and Soul Nomad and the World Eaters. That's the title.
Okay.
That game.
All right.
Okay. A strategy RPG lover collection. Okay. Maybe I should like this. Over 60 hours gameplay. This is PC and Switch, August 31st.
Cool. All right, next up, Keyway. Keyway comes to PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. So the mail must flow. Keyway is a cute, cooperative postal puzzler starring Jeff and Deborah, two small Kiwi birds working in a whimsical post office. So that's all I'm going to say. So have fun with that one. So like I said, comes out on the 31st. Okay, Burly, what's up next?
What we got next is Song of Iron, is coming Tuesday, August 31st for PC, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series. Song of Iron is a moody, Viking action adventure.
Oh, another Viking game.
Yes, because we don't have enough of those. A dive into dark Nordic world full of mystery and danger. Your journey will take you far across the land of mist towards the home to the gods. Fight your way through man, monster, and nature itself to reach the end.
All right. Carl, what's up next?
Yeah. Oh, well, so Song of Iron is a Game Pass game.
Yep.
All right.
Oh,
This was what ID at Xbox, promoted game. It was in one of the showcases. So yeah, that one's actually like a bigger thing a lot of people are looking at. Just want to bring that up.
Cool.
I'm gonna try that. I think Rustler is the next one.
Yep.
Become a medieval thug in a crazy open world action game full of pop culture references. Complete insane quests, kill heroes, steal horses, fight guards, rob peasants, and more. All packed in old school gameplay style. Does this I think it looks like an old. No, it's not. I was thinking like GTA, but like medieval. But no, it's
Medieval thugs.
Yeah, it is that top-down view though, and this is coming to August 31st to all consoles.
Yeah,
PC. It was out in February.
Yeah. Okay, next up, Guts and Goals comes out on August 31st for PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X, Series S. Beat your friends at a game of soccer. Literally, Guts and Goals mixes arcade-style soccer with beat-em-up gameplay that results in a hilarious way to play soccer locally or online. Choose between 20-plus different heroes with unique abilities and score goals by hitting balls with bats. Burly, what's next?
We got next is Monster Harvest Tuesday. It comes out Tuesday, August 31st, coming to PC, PS4, Switch, Xbox One. Monster Harvest is monster collecting and farming action RPG with a twist. Grow, collect, and mutate your crops, then take them into battle, filled with places to discover and multiple ways to build your farm. Get ready to craft, explore, and battle across the vibrant world of Planimal Point.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Carl, what's up next, man?
The Big Con. Hustle your way across 90s America as a runaway teen con artist. Choose how to make your scratch as you don disguises, pickpockets, and rip people off in this comedic, crime-filled adventure. Experience the totally rad 90s and all its plaid and payphone glory. Ooh. Is 90s really plaid and payphone era? Like, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. Yeah,
depends on the country you're in.
As my recollection of the 90s, I don't ever remember using the payphone. Plaid may have been a thing in the 90s.
Yeah.
And this is August 31st.
Yeah.
PC, Xbox One, and Series X. And that's it.
Cool. All right, next up, Clid the Snail comes out for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 on August 31st. The player becomes Clid, a humanoid snail, always with his loyal companion, the talkative firefly Belu, by his side. This dual-stick shooter, distributed by Koch Media, takes a player through many different scenarios where they will fight their enemies with a wide variety of weapons. So, yeah, comes out on the 31st. PS4, PS5, and PC. So Burly, what's next?
For Tuesday, August 31st, we've got Beyond Mankind, The Awakening. Mm-hmm. Beyond Mankind, The Awakening is an action RPG taking place in the post-apocalyptic world, because we don't have enough of those. The game sports a mature and deep narrative, rich exploration, tense combat, and immersive RPG mechanics. In the year 2121, the Earth is in the last stage of nuclear winter. A new species dominates the frozen landscape of a ruined cities and devastation. The new megafauna, quickly evolving in cold and radiation, has made the world even more dangerous. And it's only coming for PC.
I see. All right. Carl, what's up next, man?
What do we? Just Heart of the Woods or no?
I think it's Lake. Yeah,
this doesn't even have a date, even though it's there.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get your no date.
Yeah.
Lake. Yes, Lake. Okay. I played the demo of this.
Ooh.
Lake is it's not loading. What the hell? There we go. Oh my god, this is a long description. Look, okay, I'm not gonna read this whole thing.
No.
You are a mailman, okay, actually a woman, right? Who came back to your town that you grew up in, and your father was a mailman before you, and now you're taking over after, I don't know, did he die maybe or something? I'm not sure. I don't remember. Okay. No, it looks cool. It's fun. You gotta drive around the mail truck and drop off mail, and there is potentially more to the story. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I was playing this demo and I was like, is there going to be some sort of interesting twist happening it wasn't coming, so I don't know. I don't know if it's just like a slice of life sort of thing. September 1st, PC, Xbox One, and Series X.
Okay, so up next, Cookie Clicker. So they probably got the idea from the clickers in the Last of Us for this one. I don't know, but Cookie Clicker is a game about making an absurd amount of cookies. So I guess not. To help you in this endeavor, you will recruit a wide variety of helpful cookie makers, like friendly grandmas, farms, factories, and otherworldly portals. Cookie Clicker was originally released in 2013, but has been very actively developed since then. If you played it before, try it again to see all the new features. So it comes out on September 1st for PC. So next up, Burly.
We've got El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron, coming on Wednesday, September 1st. It's coming to PC. El Shaddai is a combination of 2D and 3D platforming with slick and energizing combat, which it is. Its rich biblical tale and stunning graphics. Players will need to harness natural combat skills to master a range of powerful and heavenly weapons under the guidance of the watchful archangels in what is an unforgettable journey.
All right. Carl, what's up next, man?
Okay. Opus, Echo of Star Song. It's a narrative-driven mix between puzzle adventure and space exploration. Hey. Sorry.
She liked
Ada,
that one, right?
a girl who can sense a mysterious substance known as lumen, crosses paths with a young man seeking lumen of his own. Oh, together they venture out to unravel an ancient myth deep in the heart of space. I think my daughter is going to play this one.
Yeah. Sounds like it. Yeah.
She's going to play it September 1st on Mac.
Okay.
And PC. No.
Mac and PC. All right. All right. Next up, Galaxy Squad comes out on September 1st for Xbox One and PC. Galaxy Squad is a turn-based tactical roguelike in which you are leading a squad of mercenaries through a randomly generated galaxy filled with different events. So yeah, it comes out on September 1st. Burly, what's up next?
Rogue Spirit coming September 1st to PC. Rogue Spirit is a 3D rogue light action game with light stealth elements. Play as the ghost of the prince of the kingdom of Midra. That's a long title.
Oh, yeah.
Possess enemy characters and absorb their unique skills to fight the evil presence that has corrupted your land. I just have to make mention of one thing with this, because it's also early access, it's saying. But one of the tags for it, kids with sticks.
Okay, then.
Awesome.
What if you click on that? What other things come up? Absolutely nothing. Great.
Yeah.
Carl, what's up next, man?
Weapon of choice DX. Okay. It's high energy run and gun where each playable character is unique with their own special weapons and abilities. Blast insane aliens, find new player characters, and choose between branching paths. And there's a lot more, but we're not going to read that. September 2nd on PS4, Switch, Xbox One.
Cool. Next up on the list is Kitaria Fables. Comes out on September 2nd for PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X, Series S. Action-adventure fussed with RPG and farming elements. Armed with sword, bow, and spellbook, fight against a rising darkness threatening the world. Plunder dungeons in search of relics and resources. Tend to your farm to make provisions and potions. And take on quests solo or with a friend. So, action RPG. So, Burly, what's up next?
I'm just having it load. It just seems to, out of all the games here, it's WRC 10 seems to not want to load for me.
Yeah, the Kitaria Fables took a long time to load for me as well. So.
Yeah, like I'm even trying it on another device to see if it's like for some reason.
Hey,
like
it's racing.
Yeah,
it's racing.
It's another racing game. coming out
Yeah.
September 2nd. I'm
Okay.
imagining WRC stands for World Racing Championship.
Yeah. Something like that. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Carl, what's up next?
Rico, London. Okay, London, New Year's Eve 1999. While everyone is getting ready to party, the Metropolitan Police are working overtime. Detective Inspector Redfern finds herself at the scene of an emerging arms trade at the foot of a high-rise tower. Oh, God. This is a lot here. Come on. What kind of game is this? Crash through doors, dodge bullets, turn the weapons of the fallen into your personal arsenal, and do whatever it takes to make it to the top.
All right.
September 2nd on everything.
Cool.
It's a
All right.
first person shoot. Okay.
Yep. Next up, Uoni. So Oni in Japanese means demon. But so Uoni. So it comes out on September 2nd for Xbox One and Xbox Series X, Series S. Uoni is a first-person narrative horror game that whisks you away to a sunset-stained world to play a deadly game of hide-and-seek. As grade schooler I navigate authentic Japanese environments and utilize every hiding space you can find to survive the horrors ahead. And if they find you, run. So, yeah, hide and seek is very popular for kids out here in Japan. And the name I in Japanese means love. So it's a very popular name for girls out here in Japan. So it comes out on September 2nd. Hey, Burly, what's next?
Now, what we've got next is Surgeon Simulator 2, Access All Areas. Coming September 2nd. It's coming to PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series. The Ultimate Edition of the hit physics-based surgery simulator will launch with a year's worth of updates and brand new features. This includes a greater section of user-generated maps, optimizations, and revamped character models for Vasa Labs Medical Facility, meaning Bob, Milo, Penny, Kamala, and Heather look better than ever. On top of the 4-player story campaign, the beloved competitive mode will also return, allowing for players to challenge each other and perform incredible inaccurate surgery with hilarious results.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this one's coming to Game Pass, too.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to laugh hysterically when I play this.
Yeah. So, yeah, Burly, you might want to check your volume there. Was starting to go in and out a little bit there. So,
Okay.
yeah. So you might want to check that real quick. So, Carl, what's up next, man?
Why is Bravely Default 2 here, man? This game's already out.
It's
Carl?
coming to Steam.
Oh, okay. It's the PC release. Yeah, Bravely Default 2. Step into a brand new world with 4 brand new heroes, a new world, a new story. All new heroes of light await an original RPG experience. Arriving on the Nintendo Switch, cross that out, PC in 2021. The description does not update that at all.
Yeah. Oh, and it seems Expat has left us. It's just you and me.
Now. Oh, that's great.
So
what are we
now
going to
we're
talk about without him? Let's go off the rails, Burly.
Yes, now we're gonna give you all the secret knowledge Expat didn't want you to let you know. Alrighty, I'll take the next game.
Are you sure you want to do the next one?
I was gonna say, I think I read this game,
You
didn't I?
may have done that already.
Yeah, well, the next one is El Shaddai. It's coming to PC.
El Shaddai, yeah, okay.
Oh,
See, this website, man.
It's because it's coming to a different region. It looks like it's coming to North America first, and then UK.
I don't know if Expat's coming back.
I don't know.
I wonder what happens. Does this get recorded?
Yeah, this does get recorded, I think.
No, I know it's still recording. Pathfinder, man.
He's probably just gonna. All right, yeah. Let's go for Pathfinder.
Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Embark on a journey to a realm overrun by demons in an epic RPG from the creators of the critically acclaimed Pathfinder Kingmaker. Explore the nature of good and evil, learn the true cost of power, and rise as a mythic hero capable of deeds beyond mortal expectations. And this is March 1st on PC. Sorry, no. PS4, Xbox One, and it's already on PC September 2nd. Wait a minute. What am I reading?
It's coming. It's coming.
I screwed that up.
It's coming to PC in September, but it was already in the consoles in March.
No, because it's March 1st, 2022. So, God, we're screwing up, and I'm screwing up, and let's move on.
Next one up is Golf Club Wasteland, coming Friday, September 3rd. Human life is wiped out. Earth is now a golf course for the ultra rich, coming to PC, PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. So that's what you do when all life is pretty much gone. Let's just play golf.
Let's play golf, yeah. I mean, I guess you have the entire world as your golf course at that point.
True.
If that's your thing, go right ahead. That next one is Big Rumble Boxing Creed Champions, which I'm assuming is Creed, like as in the movies. Yes, it is. Okay.
I was going to say, I see Stallone in the image there, so I would imagine.
Yeah. Step into the ring in Big Rumble Boxing Creed Champions as you train, fight, and win like the legends such as Adonis Creed and Rocky Balboa in this knockout arcade boxing experience. You know, couldn't you just called it Creed Champions? You got to call it Big Rumble Boxing. Is that a franchise? I don't know. What do I know?
Yeah. You should have just said Stallone, Rocky, and Creed.
Yeah.
What if
September 3rd on PC, PS4, Switch, Xbox. Yeah, all the good stuff.
Already the last game for the week is coming for Friday, September 3rd, is The Medium, coming to PC, PS5, and the Xbox Series. Become a medium living in two different worlds, the real one and the spirit one. Haunted by the visions of a child murder, you travel to an abandoned hotel resort, which many years ago became the stage of an unthinkable tragedy. There you'll begin the search for a difficult answer as a medium with access to both worlds. You have a wider perspective and you can see more clearly that there's no simple truth to what others perceive. Nothing is what it seems. Everything has another side. Medium features a dual soundtrack by Bloober Team's Arcadius. I cannot pronounce that last name, so I'm not going to try and butcher it. And legendary composer Akira Nakamoto of Silent
Burly's gone too now.
Okay, guys, we had just a little bit of a glitch there. Just a little bit of a glitch, so we're back. So now we're going to go ahead and move on. We went ahead and read the list of new game releases for the week of August 30th through September 5th. So now, Carl, can you read for us the Xbox games with gold for September were announced? So what are they?
Yeah, we have Warhammer Chaos Bane.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll read the description because I don't know which one this is. It says, in a world ravaged by war and dominated by magic, you are the last hope of the Empire of Man. Choose your hero among 4 different character classes and prepare for legendary battles with up to 4 friends against all-powerful chaos hordes in this action role-playing game. That's the September 1st through 30th game on Xbox. Mm-hmm. And then you have Mulaka, which is action-adventure title based on the rich indigenous culture of Tarahumara people. Mm-hmm. Fight back against strange foulness that is corrupting their land as the local shaman. I'm not going to read that name, sorry. I'm going to butcher it. Draw upon the power of the demigods, solve puzzles, and fight hand-to-hand in environments inspired by real Sierra locations. And that is the September 16th through October 15th Xbox One game. And then you got the 360 games Zone of the Enders HD collection, which that's cool. I mean, that's a Hideo Kojima other franchise that he did on like PS2 era. September 1st through 15th. And then you got Samurai Showdown 2, September 16th through the 30th.
Mm-hmm.
That's your classic SNK fighting game there.
Cool. All right. So those are the games with gold for September. Probably Zone of the Enders. I'll be playing a little bit of that again, I think.
Yeah. So. Burly, what's the Nintendo Online games of the month?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if they've actually announced those.
Well, it's a loaded question because I feel like they haven't announced anything in months. Do they even still do it?
Yeah, no, like that's the weird thing is they will announce games 1 month and then for like 4 months they don't announce it. And nothing that I can see.
So sad.
Yeah. Yeah, and the PS Plus games for September will probably be dropping soon, so we'll be able to read those off for you. Yeah, so we'll be able to read those off for you next week. Yeah. So, all right. Okay, so next up, before we conclude the episode, I want to let everyone know where you can find me on social media. You can find my general content creator site at Expat2020.live and my YouTube channel for gaming content at youtube.com/Expat2020 Gaming and the podcast channel for gaming, entertainment, and pop culture at youtube.com/The Arena Citadel. My other social media links to Twitter, Instagram, the Arena Podcast Discord server, and the podcast website are at Linktree. That's at linktr.ee/Expat2020. I'm also a live streamer and a Twitch affiliate on twitch.tv/Expat2020, where I do occasional gaming live streams, like I did last week for 12 minutes. And I'm on our new Twitch channel over at twitch.tv/thearena_podcast, where we do special event live streams for the podcast, as well as reactions to gaming news and a supplement to the show called the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Week in Review live stream. Finally, over on Patreon, we have a special series, which is part of the podcast, called the Arena Extra Take, which we did, Carl and I, today on 12 minutes, that focuses on spoiler and spoiler-free gaming reviews. Guests that go up to Patreon and early access for patrons at patreon.com/thearena_podcast for 2 days and is uploaded to Expat2020 Gaming and then the Arena Citadel YouTube channel. So please visit our Patreon site for further details on how you can become a patron and support the show and all the content that we deliver. So that does it for me. Burly, where can people find you on social media, man?
You can find me on Twitter at BurlyMenGaming. You'll get my little tweets of when I go live and just some of my thoughts. You can also find me on twitch.tv/BurlyMenGaming. It's where I stream. Mm-hmm. If you check out the channel there, you'll be seeing a lot of Ghost Tsushima and Golden Sun Dark Dawn.
Awesome. Carl, where can people find you on social media, man?
Just find me on Twitter at Turn-Based Carl.
All right. Yeah, and probably this week I'll be playing more Psychonauts 2. I'll be playing more of that as well. So, all right. So to end the show, our indie recording artist spotlight. So this week's spotlight is on Light Boys. Light Boys, a singer-songwriter production trio formed in Seattle, came onto the scene in 2020 and caught everyone's attention with their smooth, catchy vocal melodies and a production that fuses elements of pop, electronic, and hip-hop. Their music mixes acoustic and synthetic production elements to evoke a broad range of feelings and experiences. From their album titled Peer, and the song is called Broken Hearted. This has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 51. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burly of BurlyMenGaming and Turn-Based Carl. We hope to catch you in the next one. So take care, everyone. Peace out.
I deleted all the pictures of you I had on my Instagram. You can't see it in my dreams, I hold you close just like I wish I can. It's late at night, I know you're gone, and I can't sleep cause you moved on. I wish I tried, but you're with someone else. of my mind is watching slideshows of our memories. It's late at night, I know you're gone, and I can't sleep 'cause you moved on. I wish we tried, 'cause maybe you'd be here tonight. Oh, why do we end up broken hearted? Oh, running right back to where we started. Tried to make it all okay, but the end is still the same. Oh, why do we end up broken hearted? Tried to make it all okay, but the end is still the same. Why do we end up broken hearted? Why do we end up broken hearted? Running right back to where we started. Tried to make it all okay, but the end is still the same. Why do